From the moment the earth began to cool and life first appeared in the ancient oceans, a long and incredible story started to unfold. A story filled with survival, adaptation, intelligence, beauty, and mystery. This story is the story of the animal kingdom. When we talk about animals, we are not just talking about creatures that walk, fly, or swim. We are talking about millions of living beings that share this planet with us, each one playing a role in maintaining the delicate balance of nature. Welcome to Animal Forever US, where today we take you on a deep and immersive journey into the animal kingdom, a world far more complex, emotional, and intelligent than most people ever imagine. The animal kingdom includes everything from the tiniest microscopic organisms drifting in water to the largest animal ever known to exist, the blue whale. Animals live in places where humans can barely survive. They thrive in burning deserts where water is almost non-existent, in frozen polar regions where temperatures drop far below zero, deep inside dark caves, high in the skies, and thousands of meters below the ocean's surface where sunlight never reaches. Every environment on Earth, no matter how extreme, has been shaped and influenced by animals. Animals are different from plants because they cannot make their own food. Instead, they rely on other living organisms for energy. This single fact has shaped millions of years of evolution, forcing animals to develop movement, sharp senses, complex brains, and remarkable behaviors. Some animals run, some crawl, some swim, and some fly, but all are driven by the same goal: survival. Yet survival is not just about strength. It is about intelligence, cooperation, memory, and adaptation. Scientists estimate that there are over 8 million animal species on Earth, and humans have only identified a fraction of them. Every year, new species are discovered, especially in deep oceans and dense rainforests. At the same time, many species disappear forever due to human activity, sometimes before we even know they existed. This makes understanding the animal kingdom more important than ever. When people imagine animals, they often think only of large and powerful creatures like lions, elephants, or sharks. But the animal kingdom is dominated by smaller beings. Insects alone make up the majority of animal life on Earth. Ants, beetles, butterflies, and bees may seem small, but without them, ecosystems would collapse. Bees, for example, pollinate a huge portion of the world's crops. Without bees, much of the food humans depend on would simply vanish. One of the most fascinating aspects of the animal kingdom is how animals are connected to each other. No animal truly lives alone. Predators depend on prey depend on plants depend on insects, and insects depend on animals and plants in return. This complex web of life is known as an ecosystem, and when one part of it is damaged, the effects spread everywhere. When wolves were removed from certain forests, deer populations exploded, vegetation disappeared, and rivers even changed their paths. When wolves were reintroduced, balance slowly returned. This shows that animals are not just inhabitants of nature, they are architects of it. Animals can be divided into two major groups: those with backbones and those without. Animals without backbones, called invertebrates, include insects, spiders, worms, jellyfish, and octopuses. Although many people underestimate them, invertebrates are some of the most successful and ancient creatures on Earth. Jellyfish, for example, have existed for over 500 million years, surviving multiple mass extinctions. Some species of jellyfish are even considered biologically immortal, able to revert to a younger state instead of dying. Octopuses are another incredible example. They have 3 hearts, blue blood, and the ability to change color and texture instantly to blend into their surroundings. An octopus can escape from sealed containers, solve complex puzzles, and remember solutions for a long time. Despite having a short lifespan, their intelligence rivals that of some mammals. Insects display astonishing strength and organization. Ants can carry objects many times heavier than their own body weight. They build underground cities, farm fungi, care for their young, and communicate using chemicals. A single ant colony can function like one massive living organism, with each individual playing a specific role. Termites build structures so advanced that human engineers study them to design better buildings with natural ventilation. Animals with backbones, known as vertebrates, include fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals. Fish were among the first vertebrates to evolve, and they dominate aquatic environments. Some fish can generate electricity, others can camouflage themselves perfectly against coral reefs, and some can survive in waters so cold they would instantly kill most life forms. Sharks, often misunderstood and feared, play a crucial role in keeping ocean ecosystems healthy. They remove weak and sick animals, preventing disease from spreading. Sharks existed long before dinosaurs and have changed very little because their design is already near perfect for survival. Amphibians live double lives, beginning in water and often moving to land as they mature. Frogs, salamanders, and newts are extremely sensitive to environmental changes, which makes them important indicators of ecosystem health. A decline in amphibian populations often signals pollution or climate problems long before humans notice them. Some amphibians can regenerate lost limbs, organs, and even parts of their heart, a process scientists study in hopes of advancing medical science. Reptiles are masters of efficiency. Cold-blooded and covered in scales, they require far less energy than mammals. Snakes can sense heat, allowing them to hunt in complete darkness. Some lizards can detach their tails to escape predators, later regrowing them. Crocodiles have remained almost unchanged for millions of years, proving how effective their design is. Despite their fearsome reputation, crocodiles are careful parents, protecting their nests and gently carrying their young in their powerful jaws. Birds bring the skies to life. Feathers, lightweight bones, and incredible respiratory systems allow them to fly across continents without stopping. Some birds migrate thousands of kilometers every year, navigating using the stars, Earth's magnetic field, and landmarks. Eagles can spot prey from kilometers away. Parrots can learn human words and understand context, not just repeat sounds. Crows can recognize human faces, remember who treated them well or badly, and even pass that information to other crows. Mammals are perhaps the most emotionally complex animals. They are warm-blooded, give birth to live young in most cases, and care for their offspring. This extended care leads to learning, social bonds, and advanced communication. Elephants have incredible memories and can remember watering holes and migration routes for decades. They mourn their dead, touching bones gently and standing silently for long periods. Dolphins have names for each other and use sophisticated teamwork to hunt. Whales sing songs that can travel for hundreds of kilometers through the ocean, and these songs can change over time, spreading like cultural trends. Habitat shapes behavior. In dense rainforests, animals rely on sound and color to communicate. Bright feathers, loud calls, and strong smells help them find mates and defend territory. Rainforests contain more than half of the world's animal species, even though they cover only a small portion of Earth's surface. Every layer of the forest, from the ground to the canopy, is filled with life. Some animals never touch the ground their entire lives. In deserts, survival depends on conserving water and avoiding heat. Many desert animals are nocturnal, coming out only at night when temperatures drop. Camels store fat in their humps, not water, allowing them to survive long periods without food. Fennec foxes have large ears that release excess heat and help them hear prey underground. Even in the harshest deserts, life finds a way. As we continue this journey into the animal kingdom, you will discover how animals think, feel, communicate, and survive against impossible odds. You will hear stories of intelligence that challenge our understanding, emotions that mirror our own, and adaptations so strange they seem unreal. This is only the beginning. Take a deep breath, stay with us, and let the wild world unfold. This is Animal Forever US. As we move deeper into the animal kingdom, it becomes clear that survival is not only about physical strength or speed. It is also about intelligence, communication, cooperation, and learning from experience. Many animals possess cognitive abilities that were once believed to be unique to humans. They can solve problems, remember faces, plan ahead, and even teach one another. The wild is not chaotic, it is organized in ways that science is still trying to fully understand. Communication is one of the most powerful tools animals use. Some animals communicate through sound, others through body language, colors, vibrations, or chemical signals. Wolves howl not just to locate each other, but to strengthen social bonds within the pack. Each howl is slightly different, allowing wolves to recognize individual voices. Dolphins use clicks and whistles to communicate underwater, forming complex sound patterns that function like a language. Certain whistles act as names, and dolphins respond when they hear their own. Insects communicate in ways that seem almost invisible to us. Ants leave chemical trails that guide others to food sources. Bees perform a dance inside the hive that tells other bees exactly where flowers are located, including distance and direction. This level of precision, achieved by creatures with tiny brains, challenges our understanding of intelligence itself. Animal intelligence often reveals itself through problem solving. Crows have been observed bending wires into hooks to retrieve food from narrow containers. They can remember these solutions and apply them to new situations. Octopuses can open jars, escape aquariums, and even recognize individual humans. Some have been seen squirting water at light bulbs to turn them off when annoyed. These behaviors are not random, they show awareness and decision-making. Memory plays a crucial role in survival. Elephants remember migration routes and water sources across vast landscapes, passing this knowledge down through generations. This memory can mean the difference between life and death during droughts. Orcas teach their young hunting techniques specific to their pod, creating unique cultures within the same species. These learned behaviors are not instinctive, they are taught and refined over time. The emotional lives of animals are another area that continues to surprise researchers. Many animals form deep bonds with family members and companions. Wolves rely on strong family structures, with parents caring for pups and older siblings helping raise younger ones. If a pack member is injured, others may slow down to stay with them. Elephants show signs of grief when they lose a family member, standing quietly near the body and gently touching it with their trunks. Animals also experience joy and play, which is not directly related to survival but helps develop skills and strengthen bonds. Young mammals often play fight, chase, and explore their surroundings. Dolphins surf waves for fun. Ravens slide down snowy rooftops repeatedly, not for food, but simply because it appears enjoyable. Play helps animals learn coordination, social rules, and problem-solving skills. The animal kingdom is also filled with incredible adaptations that seem almost unreal. Camouflage allows animals to blend perfectly into their surroundings. Stick insects look exactly like branches, remaining motionless for hours. Leaf-tailed geckos disappear against tree bark, their bodies shaped like decaying leaves. Cuttlefish can change color and pattern in an instant, matching not just the color but the texture of their environment. Some animals use mimicry instead of camouflage. Harmless species imitate dangerous ones to avoid being eaten. Certain butterflies mimic the colors of toxic species, tricking predators into thinking they are poisonous. This deception is so effective that predators learn to avoid them entirely. In the ocean, some fish mimic cleaner species to get close to larger fish, then steal a quick bite before darting away. Speed is another powerful adaptation. The cheetah, the fastest land animal, can accelerate faster than most sports cars, reaching incredible speeds in seconds. However, it can only maintain this speed for a short time before overheating. Falcons dive through the air at speeds that make them the fastest animals on Earth, striking prey with astonishing precision. In water, sailfish and marlins slice through the ocean with unmatched speed and agility. Strength takes many forms in the animal kingdom. Gorillas possess immense power, capable of lifting many times their body weight. Yet they are generally peaceful animals, using their strength mostly for display rather than violence. Beetles, despite their small size, are among the strongest animals relative to their body weight. Some can lift objects hundreds of times heavier than themselves. Defense mechanisms are equally fascinating. Porcupines raise sharp quills when threatened, making them difficult to attack. Skunks spray a powerful odor that can deter predators from a great distance. Some frogs produce toxins through their skin so potent that predators learn to avoid them entirely. Bright colors often serve as a warning, signaling danger to anyone thinking about attacking. Venom is another specialized tool. Snakes, spiders, and jellyfish use venom to immobilize prey or defend themselves. While venom is dangerous, it has also helped humans develop medicines for pain, heart disease, and blood disorders. Nature often hides powerful solutions within its most dangerous creations. Hunting strategies vary widely across species. Some predators rely on stealth, patiently waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Others chase prey over long distances, using endurance rather than speed. Wolves coordinate their movements, communicating silently as they surround prey. Orcas work together to create waves that knock seals off ice floes. These strategies are learned, practiced, and refined, showing that hunting is both physical and mental. Not all animals hunt. Many rely on plants, seeds, or plankton. Herbivores play a vital role in shaping landscapes. Grazing animals prevent vegetation from overgrowing, while their movement helps spread seeds across large areas. Without herbivores, ecosystems would become unbalanced, leading to fewer habitats for other species. Life in the ocean follows its own rules. The deeper you go, the stranger life becomes. In the dark depths, animals produce their own light through bioluminescence. Glowing lures, flashing patterns, and shimmering bodies serve to attract prey, confuse predators, or communicate with others of the same species. Some deep-sea creatures look almost alien, reminding us how little we truly know about our planet. Migration is one of the most awe-inspiring phenomena in the animal kingdom. Birds travel across continents, guided by instincts and environmental cues. Monarch butterflies migrate thousands of kilometers across generations, with individuals completing a journey their ancestors began. Whales move between feeding and breeding grounds, following ancient routes carved into their memory. Despite all this beauty and complexity, the animal kingdom faces growing threats. Human expansion has destroyed habitats at an alarming rate. Forests are cut down, oceans are polluted, and climate change alters ecosystems faster than animals can adapt. Many species are pushed to the edge of extinction, not because they failed to survive naturally, but because their environments disappeared. Yet there is hope. Conservation efforts have saved species once thought lost forever. When humans choose to protect nature, animals often recover faster than expected. Wolves returning to forests, whales rebounding after hunting bans, and birds returning to restored wetlands all prove that balance can be restored. Understanding animals helps us respect them. The more we learn about their intelligence, emotions, and importance, the harder it becomes to see them as lesser beings. The animal kingdom is not something separate from humanity. It is a living system that supports all life on Earth, including our own. As this journey continues, we will explore the deepest emotional connections animals form, the fragile balance that keeps ecosystems alive, and the responsibility humans carry as part of this planet. The wild world still has many stories left to tell, and we are only beginning to listen. As we reach the final stretch of this journey through the animal kingdom, the deeper meaning of animal life begins to emerge. Beyond instincts, beyond survival, animals shape the planet in ways that most people never notice. Every movement, every interaction, and every relationship contributes to the stability of Earth itself. Animals are not just living on this planet, they are maintaining it. One of the most powerful roles animals play is keeping ecosystems in balance. Predators prevent prey populations from growing out of control. Without predators, herbivores can overgraze land until vegetation disappears, soil erodes, and entire habitats collapse. This chain reaction affects insects, birds, and even waterways. Nature relies on balance, and animals are the guardians of that balance. Small animals often have the biggest impact. Bees, butterflies, and other pollinators quietly support human life by ensuring plants reproduce. Without them, forests would thin, crops would fail, and food chains would break. Earthworms improve soil health by recycling nutrients, making land fertile enough for plants to grow. Even animals that people fear or dislike play important roles. Bats control insect populations, preventing outbreaks that could damage crops and spread disease. Sharks keep oceans healthy by maintaining strong fish populations. Animals also shape landscapes through their behavior. Beavers build dams that create wetlands, providing homes for countless species and helping control floods. Elephants clear paths through dense forests, allowing sunlight to reach the ground and new plants to grow. Their footprints collect water that becomes a source of life for insects and birds. In this way, animals act as engineers, constantly reshaping their environments. Despite their importance, animals face a future filled with uncertainty. Human activity has altered the planet faster than natural processes can keep up. Forests shrink, oceans warm, ice melts, and weather patterns change. Animals that once thrived struggle to adapt. Migration routes are disrupted by cities and roads. Plastic pollution reaches even the most remote oceans, entering the bodies of animals that mistake it for food. Many animals are now forced to live closer to humans than ever before. Some adapt, learning to survive in urban environments. Foxes roam cities at night. Birds nest on buildings instead of cliffs. Raccoons solve complex problems to access food. These adaptations show how resilient animals can be, but they also highlight how much their world has changed. There are moments, however, that remind us of the deep connection between humans and animals. Stories of animals rescuing people, showing loyalty, or forming unexpected friendships across species boundaries reveal a shared emotional ground. Dogs risk their lives to protect. Dolphins guide lost swimmers to shore. Animals raised by humans sometimes recognize and remember them years later, showing affection that feels unmistakably real. These moments challenge the idea that humans are separate from the animal kingdom. Biologically, emotionally, and ecologically, we are deeply connected. The same instincts that drive animals to protect their young, seek companionship, and avoid danger exist within us. The difference is not as great as we once believed. Protecting animals does not require grand gestures alone. Small choices matter. Preserving habitats, reducing waste, supporting conservation efforts, and respecting wildlife all contribute to a future where animals can continue to thrive. Education plays a key role. The more people understand animals, the less likely they are to fear or harm them. The animal kingdom teaches powerful lessons. It shows resilience in the face of adversity. It demonstrates cooperation over conflict. It reveals that intelligence takes many forms and that strength does not always mean aggression. Animals survive not because they dominate nature, but because they adapt to it. As this chapter of our journey comes to a close, take a moment to reflect on the world beyond human society. Somewhere right now, a wolf is calling to its pack under the moonlight. A whale is singing beneath the waves. A bird is navigating thousands of kilometers guided by instincts older than civilization itself. Life continues, endlessly complex and beautifully interconnected. The animal kingdom is not a distant world. It surrounds us, supports us, and depends on us. The choices humans make today will decide whether future generations inherit a planet full of life or one defined by silence. As this final part of our journey unfolds, the focus turns toward the future of the animal kingdom and the role humans now play within it. For the first time in Earth's long history, one species has gained the power to influence the fate of nearly all others. That power carries responsibility, whether we choose to acknowledge it or not. Across the world, conservationists, scientists, and local communities work tirelessly to protect animals and restore balance. In places where wildlife was once pushed to the brink, nature has shown an incredible ability to recover when given the chance. Forests begin to regrow, rivers run cleaner, animals return to lands they were forced to abandon. These recoveries remind us that damage does not always have to be permanent. National parks and protected areas serve as safe havens for countless species. They allow animals to live, hunt, migrate, and reproduce without constant human interference. In these spaces, ancient behaviors continue just as they have for thousands of years. Predators teach their young to hunt, herds follow seasonal paths, birds return to the same nesting sites year after year, guided by instincts that have never failed them. Technology has also become a powerful ally for wildlife protection. Tracking collars help researchers understand migration patterns and identify danger zones. Camera traps capture rare moments of animal life without disturbing them. Drones monitor remote areas to prevent illegal hunting and deforestation. These tools allow humans to protect animals without invading their world. Education is perhaps the most powerful form of conservation. When people understand animals, fear is replaced with respect. Misunderstood species such as wolves, sharks, and snakes are often killed because of myths rather than facts. Learning the truth reveals that these animals are not villains, but vital parts of healthy ecosystems. Fear fades when knowledge grows. Children who grow up learning about animals are more likely to protect them as adults. A single documentary, a single story, or a single moment of connection with wildlife can change how someone sees the natural world forever. Curiosity leads to empathy, and empathy leads to action. The relationship between humans and animals has not always been one of conflict. For thousands of years, humans lived closely with nature, observing animals and learning from them. Ancient cultures respected animals as teachers, symbols, and companions. Many traditions viewed animals as equals rather than resources. Reconnecting with this mindset may be one of the most important steps forward. Animals continue to adapt to a changing world in remarkable ways. Some birds alter migration routes. Certain mammals shift activity to nighttime to avoid humans. Marine animals adjust their depth as ocean temperatures change. These adaptations show resilience, but adaptation has limits. There comes a point where change happens too fast, and even the most resilient species cannot keep up. This is why balance matters. A healthy planet supports diversity, and diversity strengthens ecosystems. Each species, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, plays a role. Removing even one can create ripples that spread far beyond what we can see. Nature does not waste life. Everything has purpose. Moments of silence in nature speak volumes. A forest without birdsong feels empty. An ocean without fish loses its rhythm. These absences remind us of what is at stake. The animal kingdom is not just about animals, it is about the soul of the planet itself. Hope lives in action. When people choose sustainable practices, support wildlife protection, and respect natural spaces, they become guardians rather than destroyers. Even small actions, multiplied by millions, create meaningful change. The future of the animal kingdom is not written yet. It is being shaped every day. As this journey comes to its true end, remember that animals are not here for human entertainment alone. They are fellow travelers on this planet, each with their own stories, struggles, and intelligence. They breathe the same air, drink the same water, and depend on the same earth. Somewhere right now, a newborn animal is taking its first breath. Somewhere else, an ancient creature is completing a journey that began decades ago. Life continues in endless cycles, just as it always has. Whether these cycles remain intact depends on the choices humans make. As our journey continues, it's time to slow down and look closer, because some of the most fascinating stories in the animal kingdom are hidden in details people often overlook. Beyond size, strength, or speed, animals possess abilities so surprising that they feel almost unbelievable. These are the moments that remind us how creative nature truly is. Some animals experience the world in ways humans never can. Bees, for example, can see ultraviolet light. Flowers that appear plain to us glow with invisible patterns to a bee, guiding it directly to nectar. This silent communication between plants and insects has existed for millions of years, shaping the colors and forms of flowers across the planet. What humans see is only a small part of reality. Many animals can sense danger before it happens. Elephants detect vibrations through their feet, allowing them to sense distant storms or the movement of large animals kilometers away. Sharks can sense the electrical signals produced by the heartbeat of prey, even when it is buried beneath sand. Snakes detect infrared heat, seeing the warmth of living creatures in complete darkness. These senses give animals access to a hidden world beyond human perception. Sleep in the animal kingdom is far more flexible than we imagine. Dolphins sleep with only half their brain at a time, allowing them to keep swimming and breathing while resting. Birds flying long migrations can briefly sleep mid-flight. Some animals, like giraffes, sleep only a few minutes per day, always alert for predators. Nature adapts rest to survival. Time itself feels different to animals. Small creatures experience the world faster than humans. A fly perceives movement so quickly that it seems impossible to catch. Larger animals, like turtles or whales, experience time more slowly, moving with calm patience. This difference shapes how animals react to danger, hunt, and interact with their environment. Longevity in the animal kingdom can be astonishing. Some tortoises live well over 100 years. Certain species of sharks can live for centuries, swimming the oceans long before modern civilization existed. Jellyfish capable of resetting their life cycle blur the line between life and death, challenging our understanding of aging itself. Animals also show creativity and problem-solving that feels deeply familiar. Orangutans fashion tools from sticks and leaves. Sea otters use rocks to crack open shellfish, carefully selecting and keeping favorite stones. Some birds decorate their nests with colorful objects to attract mates, arranging them with clear intention. These behaviors show planning, preference, and even aesthetics. The bonds animals form can last a lifetime. Swans often choose one partner and stay together for years, raising young season after season. Penguins recognize their mate's call among thousands of others in crowded colonies. Wolves rely on family loyalty, with packs built on trust and cooperation rather than dominance alone. Even animals we consider solitary show moments of connection. Tigers may share kills with their cubs. Leopards teach their young how to hunt patiently. Mother bears protect their cubs with unmatched determination. Parental care takes many forms, but the instinct to protect the next generation is universal. Some animals possess abilities that feel almost like superpowers. Frogs can freeze solid during winter and thaw back to life in spring. Woodpeckers hammer into trees at speeds that would cause humans severe injury, yet suffer no brain damage. Mantis shrimp see a range of colors far beyond human vision and strike with such speed that the water around their claws briefly boils. Animals also display incredible navigation skills. Sea turtles return to the exact beach where they were born to lay their eggs decades later. Salmon swim thousands of kilometers back to their birthplace to spawn. Birds navigate using stars, sun position, and Earth's magnetic field, following invisible maps written into their instincts. Memory shapes survival in powerful ways. Scrub jays remember where they hid thousands of food caches and return to them months later. Dogs recognize familiar humans even after years apart. Horses remember both kindness and mistreatment, responding accordingly long after events have passed. The animal kingdom is also full of unexpected friendships. Animals of different species sometimes form strong bonds, playing, protecting, and caring for one another. These relationships remind us that cooperation is not limited by species boundaries. Survival is not always about competition. Sometimes it is about connection. Even fear is expressed differently across species. Some animals freeze when threatened, blending into their surroundings. Others bluff, making themselves look larger or more dangerous than they really are. Some flee instantly, while others stand their ground. These responses are shaped by millions of years of trial and error. What makes these facts truly remarkable is that none of them exist for entertainment. Every ability, behavior, and adaptation serves a purpose. Nature does not create without reason. What appears strange or magical is simply life doing what it must to continue. The more we learn about animals, the clearer it becomes that intelligence is not defined by similarity to humans. It is defined by effectiveness. Animals are perfectly adapted to their worlds, just as humans are adapted to theirs. Different does not mean lesser. It simply means unique. As we move further into the depth of the animal kingdom, one truth becomes clearer with every passing moment: life on Earth is not random. It is carefully woven together through relationships that stretch across time, space, and species. Every animal, whether powerful or fragile, visible or hidden, exists as part of a system far greater than itself. This depth is what makes the animal kingdom endlessly fascinating. Animals do not simply exist in isolation. Their lives are shaped by seasons, by climate, by the presence or absence of others, and by memories passed down through generations. A herd of elephants does not just wander randomly across land. Their paths are guided by knowledge stored in the minds of the oldest members, memories of water sources, safe passages, and dangerous places. When those elders are lost, entire herds can suffer, showing how deeply wisdom matters in the wild. In the oceans, depth takes on a literal meaning. Beneath the surface lies a world humans have barely explored. As light fades, pressure increases, and temperatures drop, life becomes stranger and more mysterious. Yet even here, animals thrive. Creatures with transparent bodies, glowing organs, and slow, deliberate movements live in total darkness. In this silent world, every movement matters, every flash of light carries meaning, and every adaptation tells a story of survival against impossible odds. The animal kingdom also reveals depth through time. Some animals live fast, brief lives, existing for only days or weeks, yet fulfilling their purpose completely. Others live for decades or centuries, witnessing generations rise and fall. These different lifespans shape behavior, reproduction, and social structure. A mayfly lives just long enough to reproduce, while a whale may carry the memory of oceans as they once were, long before human impact changed them. Communication adds another layer of depth. Animals are constantly exchanging information, even when humans cannot hear or see it. Low-frequency sounds travel through the ground between elephants. Whales send messages across entire ocean basins. Chemical signals drift invisibly through forests, guiding insects and warning of danger. Silence, too, carries meaning. A sudden absence of sound can signal the presence of a predator, sending ripples of fear through an ecosystem. Emotions deepen the animal kingdom even further. Animals experience stress, comfort, attachment, and loss. Studies have shown that animals can suffer from trauma when separated from family or exposed to repeated danger. At the same time, they seek comfort from familiar companions. Grooming, play, and physical closeness are not luxuries in the wild. They are necessities that strengthen bonds and improve survival. Even conflict reveals depth. Battles in nature are rarely about cruelty. They are about boundaries, resources, and balance. Most animals avoid unnecessary fights because injury can mean death. Displays of strength, sound, or size are often enough to resolve disputes. This unspoken understanding preserves energy and reduces harm, showing that restraint is as important as power. The animal kingdom also reflects resilience. After fires, floods, and storms, animals return. Seeds carried by birds regrow forests. Insects recolonize land. Predators follow prey back into recovering habitats. Nature does not give up easily. Life pushes forward, adapting and rebuilding whenever possible. To truly understand the depth of the animal kingdom is to realize that it operates without judgment, without excess, and without waste. Everything serves a function. Even death feeds life, returning nutrients to the soil and sustaining the next generation. This cycle, repeated endlessly, is the foundation of all ecosystems. As our exploration continues, the depth of the animal kingdom begins to feel almost overwhelming, not because it is chaotic, but because it is so perfectly interconnected. Nothing exists alone. A single animal's life touches countless others, directly and indirectly, forming invisible threads that hold ecosystems together. Consider a simple act like a bird eating fruit. In that moment, the bird gains energy, but the plant gains something too. Seeds are carried far from the parent tree and deposited in new locations, allowing forests to expand and regenerate. This quiet cooperation happens every day, unnoticed, yet it shapes entire landscapes over time. Predators, often misunderstood, add another layer of depth. They do not exist to destroy, but to refine. By targeting weak, sick, or old animals, predators strengthen prey populations. This natural selection keeps species healthy and ecosystems stable. Remove predators, and imbalance follows. Overpopulation leads to starvation, disease, and environmental damage. The presence of predators is a sign of a healthy ecosystem, not a broken one. Depth is also found in adaptation to change. Climate shifts, natural disasters, and seasonal variations constantly test animals. Some respond by migrating, others by hibernating, and some by changing behavior entirely. Bears store fat and sleep through harsh winters. Birds adjust nesting times as temperatures change. Marine animals shift their ranges as oceans warm. These changes are not random. They are responses shaped by generations of survival. The animal kingdom also carries stories of patience. Spiders wait motionless for hours in their webs. Crocodiles can remain still for days, conserving energy until the perfect moment arrives. This patience is a form of intelligence, a reminder that action is only effective when timed correctly. Even the smallest animals contribute to this depth. Microorganisms, insects, and tiny invertebrates break down waste, recycle nutrients, and keep environments clean. Without them, life would suffocate under its own remains. They are unseen caretakers of the planet, working constantly without recognition. Humans often measure importance by size or similarity to ourselves, but the animal kingdom teaches a different lesson. Importance comes from contribution, not appearance. A tiny insect can matter more to an ecosystem than the largest mammal. This perspective challenges how we value life and reminds us to look beyond surface impressions. The deeper we look, the more the animal kingdom reflects balance rather than dominance. No species is meant to control everything. When balance is lost, suffering follows. When balance is restored, life flourishes. This principle applies not only to nature, but to humanity's place within it. Understanding this depth invites humility. Humans are intelligent, creative, and powerful, but we are not separate from nature. We rely on animals for food, for pollination, for healthy soil, for clean water, and even for emotional connection. Our survival is tied to theirs in ways we are still discovering. As this journey approaches its final chapter, one feeling remains strong: respect. Respect for lives lived quietly and bravely. Respect for systems that function without recognition. Respect for a world that has existed long before us and, if protected, can continue long after. The animal kingdom is not a background to human life. It is the foundation beneath it. And in the next and final part, we will bring this entire journey together, leaving one lasting message about coexistence, responsibility, and hope. As this journey through the animal kingdom reaches its end, what remains is not just information, but perspective. After traveling through forests and oceans, through instincts and intelligence, through survival and connection, one truth stands quietly at the center of it all. Life on Earth is shared. Every breath, every movement, Every heartbeat is part of something larger than any single species. Animals have existed on this planet for millions of years, adapting to changes far greater than those we see today. They have survived ice ages, shifting continents, rising and falling seas. Their stories are written not in words, but in behavior, memory, and resilience. When we observe them closely, we are not just watching nature. We are witnessing history still alive and moving. The animal kingdom teaches patience in a world that rushes. It teaches balance in a world that takes too much. It teaches cooperation in a world often driven by division. Animals do not waste energy on excess. They do not take more than they need. They follow rhythms that keep life moving forward rather than tearing it apart. In moments of silence, the natural world speaks the loudest. A quiet forest at dawn, an ocean wave rolling endlessly toward shore, the distant call of an animal unseen. These moments remind us that the planet does not belong to humans alone. It belongs to every creature that walks, flies, swims, crawls, and grows upon it. There is something deeply grounding about understanding that humans are not above the animal kingdom, but within it. Our intelligence does not separate us from nature, it gives us the ability to protect it. With that ability comes choice. A choice to ignore, or a choice to care. A choice to dominate, or a choice to coexist. The future of the animal kingdom is still unfolding. Every protected forest, every clean river, every species saved adds another chapter to a story that is far from finished. Animals do not ask for admiration or control. They ask only for space to live, balance to survive, and time to adapt. If this journey has done anything, let it be this, a reminder to look closer. To see animals not as background or resources, but as lives with purpose. To understand that protecting them is not an act of kindness alone, but an act of survival for the planet we all share. Somewhere, life continues as it always has. A predator stalks silently. A parent protects its young. A migration begins under open skies. These moments do not pause when we stop watching. They continue, steady and ancient, carrying the world forward. Thank you for spending this time with Animal Forever US. Thank you for listening, for learning, and for being present in this journey through the animal kingdom. Every viewer who cares, every voice that shares knowledge, becomes part of a quieter, stronger movement toward balance. As this story ends, remember that the wild world is not distant. It is right outside our doors, beneath our oceans, above our skies, and within our responsibility. Respect life. Protect nature. Stay curious. And until the next journey, this is Animal Forever US.